Wait until you see how this tab binding completely changes what a mini journal can do. Welcome. I'm Ingrid Carlsen, and I am so glad that you're here with me today. I hope that this video gives you some inspiration, gives you some ideas, and mainly that it just motivates you to go create something simple today, something that's beautiful and from your hands. And this is the perfect project for you to start with. If you haven't caught the tutorial on how I constructed this mini book, I will have it linked down in the description below, and you can go take a look there. I've been loving making little minis for projects that I say that I can sit down and make in an afternoon, and this tab bound mini journal is no exception. I absolutely love, you can see that each of the pages are decorated even with some fabric and embossed papers, and you can't even tell on the side that it is alligator mouth or chunky at all, and I absolutely love this. So you can start to see the possibilities are endless for you to make these journals. You guys were with me while we made the cover, and then for the second page I used one of my snippet rolls. I'll have that video linked in the description below. For the next page, or actually before we get to that, one thing that I did is throughout the journal I added this brown tape, and I feel like it gave the whole journal a cohesiveness. So it starts from the cover and it goes all through sporadically, and I think that it's really grounding and a great way to incorporate different pieces that all fit together. On this journal, I also distressed the edges a lot. I wanted it to look like it's very loved and used and lived in, and I absolutely love that look. This is one of the little remnants that I had from the binding that we did on another mini journal, and I was able to repurpose it. This is probably one of my favorite pages, though. It is embossed mulberry paper, and look at how dreamy it is. It just took to the embossing so wonderfully, and then I added a note card in the back, and the note card is kind of held on by that hinge, and I love the hinge. It's tape, and then over the tape I added some vintage book page, and I think that it's so precious. I'm gonna definitely do this over and over again. On this page, I kept it pretty simple. I have the book page below, and you can see the little pieces of pink distressing and gold, and I just added a remnant piece of fabric, and then one of these cards that I had gotten, I think at Daiso, which I embossed. You're going to see I have a lot of embossing here, so that's a great project to do when you just don't really feel like doing anything but you want to be creative. Is take out your embossing machine and make some embossed images. This was also another Daiso card, and I love the way that it looks. This is also one of my favorite pages because it has a ton of layering. It's got these watercolor swatches. It also has this tape that I embossed, and then it's got the ephemera. And remember, if you haven't gotten your copy of this summertime kit, I will have it linked also down in the description below. Make sure that you're checking the description below on all my videos. I usually link things that are helpful or videos that you might enjoy. The inside of this page, I'm so happy that I did this hinge in here. It is just such a lovely surprise, and I added, of course, more embossed images on inside, or the pocket is made out of embossed tape, and isn't that so beautiful? It's that gum tape, but it took to the embossing so lovely. I absolutely love this, and it will definitely be showing up in more of my journals. I also added this piece of my artwork. I've been making these little mini art pieces, and if you're interested in seeing those or maybe making some with me, let me know down in the comments. But I added a piece of the ephemera ticket, and I think that it's so precious. It's a little flip out, and then I added a note card inside, and it just has so many little pieces that you can just stop and look at. And I absolutely love this journal. This is definitely up my alley for the season that I'm in, where I can do something quickly, but it has a lot of rewards because it's just very beautiful and just aesthetically pleasing. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it gave you one or many ideas for you to create your own. And I'd love to know if you have tried this tab binding tutorial yet, and if not, if you're going to try it now that you've seen it finished. I want to thank you so much for being here, for all of your love and your comments, your prayers, and your thoughts. They mean the world to me. I cannot emphasize that enough. And you are a blessing to me. I want to remind you today that you are beautiful, you are strong, and you are lovely, and you are loved unconditionally. Until next time, love you. Bye.